Hello, good morning and happy Monday. I'm gonna do a little well, I don't want to say vlog, but it kind of is a weekly vlog. Basically, most of my videos have been filmed on a weekend and it's been like Saturday vlog, Sunday vlog, or like full weekend vlog. But I thought this week, to switch it up, I'll film a little bit throughout the week. So I'm gonna do it Monday through to I'm gonna do it Monday through to Friday, and basically just film my sessions for the week and then any other bits that I get up to during the week. I do work full time. I work from home 4 days a week, in the office 1 day a week, so I thought each day individually I won't be able to film that much, but overall throughout the whole week I should be able to get enough footage to basically make up a full video. So I went to the gym this morning. It's currently 12:20. I'm just on my lunch break. I went to the gym this morning before work and trained legs, which I filmed as well, so I'll include that in this video after this like little intro. And then I'm getting my hair and eyebrows done after work today, so I'll check in a little bit later on and show you the new hair and stuff. And then again tomorrow I'm going to the gym before work, so I'm basically just going to show you my weekly training split this week pretty much. It is the same each week, but I thought a lot of the time on a weekend I only really train upper body because my leg days fall during the week, so you're basically not seeing like my leg days and stuff, and it's pretty much repetitive with the training that you are seeing on my videos. So I thought let's just switch it up. So I'm going to film Monday through to Friday, and it'll basically just be my gym sessions. I'll talk through my gym sessions, what it is that I'm doing, and then if I get up to anything else like after work and stuff, I'll include that as well. So yeah, I'm getting my hair done today. It probably won't look much different to what it looks like now, to be honest, but I know that I will definitely see a difference. So last time I got my hair done, because I am naturally dark, I'm naturally brunette, but I'm nowhere near as dark as what I am now naturally. So last time I got my hair done was December, and it's obviously June now. We did a level 3 colour, which was basically a really dark brown / off black. But today I'm going for a level 1, which is like jet black. So that's exciting. I just feel like, you know, like with tan dysmorphia, I feel like that with hair. Like I feel like dark just isn't dark enough. So just biting the bullet. I'm gonna go officially black, which I can't wait for. And then she's also going to do my eyebrows. She's going to wax and tint my brows as well. I usually just get black tint on my brows anyway to match my hair, so that's exciting. And then it is really long, but it is a little bit ratty at the bottom, so she's just going to give me a little trim, put a few layers in. So I feel like it's needed. I feel like the past week or so I've just felt a bit like, do you ever just feel a little bit shitty about yourself for like no reason whatsoever? So I feel like hair and eyebrows will definitely make me feel better. And then I've got my nails later on in the week as well. I go to the same person for all three. She just couldn't fit my nails in today. So yeah, that's that. I can't think off the top of my head that I've got too much on this week, apart from gym and like hair appointment, nail appointment and stuff. So it might actually turn out to be literally just my weekly split, which is fine because it is FitnessByMol anyway. So of course it would be the gym sessions. They're the like most important thing. So yeah, I'll include my leg day from today. It was specifically glutes and hammies today, so I'll include that after this little intro, and then I'll check in later for my hair, and then the video will just flow from there. After my hair check-in, it'll probably switch to tomorrow and be tomorrow's session. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for the intro. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope it's not too boring because I am a hermit and I really don't do much in the week or the weekends for that matter. Who cares? I love staying at home. So yeah, I'll catch you on my gym session. Sorry, I also forgot to mention this mug. How gorgeous, how cute. I just love a good mug. I'm a proper coffee and tea person. So, and if you know me, you know that I absolutely love dogs. So I just think it's so cute. I'm not sure where it's from. I think my mum got it for me for Christmas. But yeah, I'm chatting shit now. Let's get into leg day. So first I went in with an RDL where I've got my feet shoulder width apart with my toes pointing outwards ever so slightly. I've got a slight bend in my knee. I'm hinging my hips backwards. Think of it as a forward and backward movement rather than an up and down movement. I've got a straight neutral back and I'm stopping the barbell halfway between my knees and my ankles, so like halfway down my shins. Then I moved on to the booty builder machine. I've got a 90-degree angle where my knee is. I've got my chin tucked into my chest and I'm driving through the movement using my glutes. Then I went into these hyper extensions, which I found really hard to target hammies and glutes at first. I could only really feel it in my back, but I've basically got a little bend in my knee and I've made sure that the pad is low enough, because at first I had it too high so I couldn't hinge properly over, so I didn't get a big stretch across the glutes. But now that I've perfected that, I can really feel it in the glutes and hammies. Then I went into a lying leg curl, which I prefer the seated one to this. I feel like I can lift a lot heavier and feel it more in my hammies on the seated one, but this was the only one that was available. And then I moved into some hip abductions. I do usually do cable kickbacks. That's just my preference, but I forgot to bring the ankle straps with me today, so I just went in with abductions instead. Good morning again. It's now Tuesday. I got back from my hair appointment quite late last night. I think it was about, well, I say late, it was about 8, which is late for me. I'm usually in bed by then. So I was absolutely knackered, so I didn't film anything when I got back. But this is the new hair. I'm actually really annoyed that I didn't do like a check-in yesterday when I got home, because she styled my hair really nice. That she like blow dried it really nice. But obviously now that I've slept on it, it's not as nice as how it was styled yesterday. But I love the colour, love my eyebrows. I just finally feel like a female again. So I'm just currently working from home. I've been to the gym this morning and trained back and biceps, so I'll obviously pop that in after this. But other than that, I've not got much planned for the evening when I finish work. The weather is rubbish today. It's really cold, rainy, windy, so I'm just going to stay home after I finish work and just have a chilled night. I'm in the office tomorrow, so I'll probably just get an early night. With being in the office tomorrow, I'll only film my gym session and then I'll check back in on Thursday. But when I got back home last night, I finished The Sacrifice, which was book 3 of the Lord series. So by the time I got into bed and stuff, it was like nearly 9 o'clock and I was absolutely knackered. I was literally fighting for my life to stay awake, but I knew that I only had a few chapters left of this book, so I powered through and finished it, and I absolutely loved it. I just love this series. So tonight I'm gonna jump into book 4 of the series, which is Sabotage. I think this is even though it's part of the Lord series, I don't think the main character is a Lord. You obviously probably won't know what I'm talking about if you've not read them. But this is such a good book. So yeah, I'm moving on to book 4. I've already got the whole series. So I've got book 5 and 6 in my little pile of books waiting to be read once I get to it. Because I'm just reading through them so fast at the minute. So yeah, I'll probably have a nice chilled night, just start reading this. This one's a little bit of a smaller one. If you look at the size of that compared to that one. So I feel like this will literally take me 2 days to read. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the cards for today. Like I said, I'll pop my back session in, talk through what I did today at the gym. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you in the gym session. So today was back day and I went in with a lat pull down first. I'm bringing the bar to just below my chin. I'm keeping a slight bend in my elbows. I'm avoiding swinging backwards to bring the weight down, and I'm just keeping those lats really engaged throughout the whole movement. Then I went into a single arm seated row. I don't know what it is, but I'm really preferring like a single arm movement with these recently rather than both arms at the same time. And can we also just talk about the fact that I've got freshly done hair and I've got a cap on, should I say. I actually hate having freshly washed or done hair and putting a cap on, but I just can't train with my hair down. I physically can't do it. It makes me feel so hot and bothered. Then I went in with a bent over row and then I finished my back on a lat pullover. I did do some biceps at the very end, but as always, forgot to bloody film them. But yeah, that was my back and bicep session. That is pretty much all for today, so I'll check back in tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. Today's session was a push session. So first I went in with a shoulder press. I've got the weights turned in slightly at an angle. I've got my elbows in front of me ever so slightly and I'm pushing up and avoiding locking the elbows out at the top of the movement. Then I went in with an incline bench press and I've got my back flat against the bench, and similar to a shoulder press, I've got the weights turned in at an angle and I'm pushing up through the movement, getting a full range of motion through the chest when I bring the weights all the way down to the bottom, and as always, avoiding locking your elbows out at the top. Next, I went into some lat raises, which I find really hard. Slight bend in the elbow, bringing the weights out to the side, and you want to avoid swinging your upper body. If you need to swing to lift the weights, then it's too heavy. You need to be as still as possible so that you're actually using your shoulders to push through the movement. Last exercise for shoulders was some front raises, and then I also did tricep extensions, but I forgot to film those, and that was everything. It's currently Thursday, which means it's a rest day, so I've got no gym footage for today. But as always, just works from home. After work, had a bit of a chill, watched a little bit of Breaking Bad, and then I went to my nail appointment. I'm actually obsessed with the set that I got today. I went for like a summery set, even though the weather is absolutely shit and it's just raining and horrible. I went with a cute, colourful flower set. Obviously got French underneath it, obviously, because I'm obsessed with French. It's my go-to, but I just thought I'd add a bit of colour to it. And yeah, that was everything for Thursday. Happy Friday, it's finally the weekend, which means it's time for a full bedroom refresh. So I literally hoovered, did some washing, wiped everything down, just refreshed my room, and then I watched Breaking Bad, and then it was leg day. I trained after work today as I finished work a little bit earlier on a Friday. So I just grabbed myself a little pre-workout drink. Always make sure that the pre-workout drink matches the fit. So I went with pink today, and then it was a glutes and quad session. So I went in with a leg press first, and I did these more quad biased. So instead of having my feet at the top of the platform, which is more glute focused, I had them a little bit further down in the middle, little bit of a narrow stance, and I'm bringing the weight as far down as my legs will physically let me to get that big stretch through the quads and the glutes. Then I went in with the booty builder machine, which is just a hip thrust, and this is a lot harder than like a barbell hip thrust or the normal hip thrust machine. I definitely can't lift as heavy. I've got my chin tucked into my chest. I've got a 90-degree angle at the top where my knee is. I've got my shoulder blades resting on the backrest, and with this machine you actually can adjust the seat and the bench to match your height. So there is like a little guide on the booty builder machine which says like what height you are, depending what height you are, what bench and seat you should have. So I'm around 5'8" and I have the bench and seat both on number 3. Then I went in with some reverse lunges, which are an absolute staple for my quad day. I will never do a quad day and miss these out. I've got my back straight and I'm bringing the back leg backwards and down. You don't want to hit your knee off the floor. You want to keep the tension as much as you can. And then you also want to make sure that you've got a 90-degree angle at the knee on the working leg at the very bottom of the movement. Then I went in with some hip abductions and I'm leaning forward just to get a greater stretch across the glutes. And then lastly, I went in with some leg extensions. I always do isolated movements at the very end, compound movements first, as compound movements use more muscle groups and more energy. So it's always good to do the isolated movements at the end of your session, so that for the compound movements, you've got more energy to be using more muscles and lift heavier. Then I just did a little bit of stretching at the end, and that was everything for my leg day. I then headed to my boyfriend's for the night and started on Carnage, which is book number 5 of the Lord series, and I actually can't cope with the front covers of these books. They're just absolutely stunning. And that is everything for my weekly vlog, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in another video.